Ah, hello, we're live. Let's give it a minute, let a few other people join in. What I'll do, I'm going to give you the team news, and then once I give you the team news, I will put my glasses on, because I've always got 8 days saying to me, Dan, you something, put your glasses on during the video so I don't do that and squint. So let's let a few people join. I'll go through the team news. Is it clear? Can you see me? Is it clear? Well, didn't need that close up. From Morocco, George and Charlie, good boys. Is it crystal clear for everyone? Can everyone see? Can everyone hear me? Cheers, Chubby. Not me, you. Lovely, loud and clear. Busy in here tonight. Lions TV, we are backed for the season by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited. They're a Millwall fan, just like every other company that sponsors me. Check out all our sponsors' links in the description below. So here, we're here. It's very, very early. There's not even a man and his dog. He's left the dog at home. There's no one here. Apparently, we've sold just over 200 tickets for tonight. The team news is in. We've gone back to 4-5-1 by the look of it. 3 changes are made. Tom Elliott, Marlon Romeo and Sean Williams all drop. 2 of them drop to the bench. Marlon Romeo is completely out of contention and it must be an injury. In that instance, I think that Ben Marshall is playing right back tonight. I think it's a 4-5-1. I'm off the top of my head, I'm going to go for it without any takes. Take 1. It's going to be Jordan Archer in goal, Murray Wallace at left back, Ben Marshall at right back, Jake Cooper with Sean Hutchinson alongside him. In central midfield, it's going to be Ryan Leonard, Ryan Tunnicliffe and Ben Thompson, who I think will be the further forward one of that 3. Then it's going to be Shane Ferguson wide left, Jed Wallace will go back to wide right, and up front Lee Gregory. Absolutely nailed it. That's what we do at Lions TV. It's not a bad side. I've got to be honest, I don't want to bang on about Elliot. I don't want to bang on about Ryan Leonard, but I called it. Sean Williams has took the hit and dropped to the bench in favour of Ryan Leonard because, you know, some people are saying, listen, football is about opinions. My opinion is Williams is a much better player, and I expect a lot less from Williams than I do of Ryan Leonard. Ryan Leonard has kept his place in the team, and I think he will continue to do so, as we know how stubborn the gaffer can be, and we know, that Ryan Leonard's our record signing. So I'm not very disappointed with the changes, to be honest. Tom Elliott had to go out. Tom Elliott was horrendous the other night. Let's not dwell on the other night. Let's move forward. Ferguson's back in the team like he should be. Ben Marshall goes to right back. He played right back for us once, which was the last game at home last season against Aston Villa, and he was superb. So I'm confident. I prefer Jed in the middle, but we know what he's capable of out wide. He was brilliant here last season when we won by 2-1. Gregory up top by himself. I expect Hull to come at us, and I think that will suit our game. They lost 5-1 last time out to Brentford, so I'm expecting them to come at us, which will suit our game. We'll pick them off on a break. It's going to be a game of few chances. It's going to be a game, I'm looking around here, I'll turn the camera around in a minute. It's going to be a game of very little atmosphere, but I think we'll do well. I'm happy. I like Williams, and I want Williams in the team. And people who say, "Oh, he loves Williams," saying it's going on with him, Williams. It's not. Trust me. If Williams shouldn't be in the team, I'll say he shouldn't. I'm actually pleased. I've not been a fan of Tunnicliffe. I'm pleased that Tunnicliffe has now come back into the side. I'm pleased that Thompson's there. That's it's not far off our best side again. The keeper stays. He's always going to stay. I've just seen him let one through his legs. Didn't really. So that's it. I'm going to go to the questions for you all now. If you want to fire some questions in, I'm going to put my bins on because I can't see them otherwise. Oh, sorry. Right. Let's have a look. Right, this red button thing, I don't know if it's on the red button. I would say it is on the red button. And I would hope that it is on the red button because Sky put out a stream saying it's live on the red button. So it should be. If it's not, you may not miss much. Tickets are sold out for the FA Cup. I'll have to take your word for that, Lee H. Is that Lee Hanniscombe? I know you live down the road. My opinions on the 2 centre-halves. They've not been as good as they was last season. Jake Cooper's a fantastic talent, and Jake Cooper will go on to bigger and better things after Millwall, in my opinion. But I think they've been open to more criticism this year because the team hasn't been doing as well. So if the defence is under more pressure, you're going to get more highlighted. Who do I think will score tonight? Well, I said 1-0 to us, and I said Ben Marshall. But he's playing at right back. They got little bookies in here. I might go and have a punt on Fergie now. I've got a little feeling Fergie might do the business. Aaron Freeman, it's not on the red button and it's not sold out. Tom Fowler, why do people rate Leonard so highly? Mate, I don't know, honestly. I think I've seen enough of him now to think that I know my football. But as we said, football's about opinions. Everyone is entitled to it. Danny's little there, me with you. No, mini-me is not there. I've told him to tune in, and the little bastard don't seem to be online yet. So, no, mini-me isn't here. He's got school tomorrow. Romeo must be injured. Steve Brookman. Romeo must be injured, mate. It's the only explanation. He's not in the squad at all. So, I don't think he got injured in our last match at Preston. Did he get pulled off? I don't think he did, but it must be an injury for Romeo to not even be in the squad. Mini-me is our leader. Right, here we go. Enough. Let's move off Leonard now. Let's get other thing. When will Fred get a game? Sparky T. That is a fantastic question. Mate, games like this, when the standard isn't fantastic, listen, Fred's not the finished article. We saw him coming the other week and fall over, but what we've done to him, what the club have done to him, and the manager's done to him isn't fair, in my opinion. He brought him back. No, he's 22 years old, and he's been going out on loan for years and years and years. Either give him his chance, like the club, or sell him. Do the geezer a favour and get rid of him. It's the same with Aidan O'Brien. I don't think Aidan O'Brien's good enough to play up front at this standard of football. Aidan O'Brien isn't a left midfielder. I've been saying for a long time, I like Aidan. I think he's very talented on the ball, and I think there is a market somewhere for Aidan O'Brien, but I don't think it's at Millwall, because we don't play the formation to suit him. I'd like to actually, Aidan and Fred, I've been meaning to say this in VTs for a while and I keep forgetting. I'd like to sit Aidan O'Brien down and Fred and say to them, what do you think your best position is? Because I can't put my finger on it. AOB's definitely not forward. He's definitely not a left midfielder. And Fred is definitely not forward. I don't mind Fred on the wing, and tonight for me this is a perfect game. If things ain't going right with 20 minutes to go, you know, don't stick Morrow on, stick Fred on. Bit of pace frightens people, we know that. Joe! Oh no, John. I thought it was Joe O'Mara. I got really excited then. I think I like Joe a bit too much. John Parra. Will Harris go if we get relegated? I don't know. I don't think he will. I think, looking at the bigger picture, okay, this year's not been great, but we've got to look at the last 3 seasons. Don't judge Harris on now, judge him at the end of the season. Even if we get relegated, for me, the club's still moving forward right structurally. You know, especially with, you know, we're looking to extend the ground. We're looking to get it prepared in line and ready for the for the Premier League, sorry. So, for me, I don't think Harris should or will get the sack if we go down. That's pretty controversial. Dylan Vlogs. Meredith is awful. Well, this season he has been. Well, and that's why he's not in the squad, mate. He's opinions on him. Someone else just asked. James Meredith is a fantastic defender. He's very pacey. He's rock solid. He's the sort of geezer you wouldn't want to upset on a Saturday night on the way home in a kebab shop, because I imagine he'd just absolutely tear through you. But something's gone for him this year. I don't know whether it's his age creeping in or consistency, because he was very consistent last season. But Meredith now, I think, you know, I think you'll see him leaving the summer. Or he'll only stay as cover. Murray Wallace has made that left back slot his own, and fair play to him. Leonard is playing right back tonight. I'd honestly prefer Leonard at right back and Marshall at centre mid, but I don't think it'll happen. I think it'll be Marshall at right back, as we saw in the last home game of last season against Aston Villa. Stuart Hooper, I would play Tom King in goal. Was outstanding when he came in for a few seasons back. Mate, I'm going to have to completely agree with you there, and it's a thing at the club. I was sitting next to Tom King at Wimbledon, and I wanted to get Tom King and shake him and say, bang the fucking gaffer's door down, because Tom King came in young, promising goalkeeper, and he was being linked with a move to the Premier League. I think Leicester at one point, or maybe that was Archer. I don't know. But Tom King came in, he did nothing wrong. He made one mistake, and that was for the 6th goal he let in at Spurs. It was damage done by then. No, I can't understand why Archer keeps playing. I don't want to keep going on about Archer because it frustrates me. It probably bores you, and it'll end up ruining my night. Chubby, good question, mate. Chubby's a person, by the way, commenting. I'm not talking myself. What do I think the biggest change has been between this and last season? It's a good question. Is it second season syndrome? Have we been found out? You know, did we need to invest more? You got big clubs that didn't make it up to the Premier League, like Aston Villa, for example, and they invested further, made themselves bigger. We sort of stood still. We didn't sign the players we should have signed in the summer. I'm not blaming the manager for that. I'm not even blaming the chairman for that. It's just where we're at as a club, I think. You know, which is why we haven't progressed and we haven't moved forward. It's starting to fill up in here now a little bit. How long have we been running? 10.5 minutes. Nico Young, will Gregor sign? I don't want to drop myself in trouble again with anyone or the club, but no, I've heard on good authority that Gregors will be off in the summer. Millwall have been found out, Liam, Newcastle fan. He likes our channel. Del, hello Del, how you doing, mate? We do need to get a run going, mate, and I keep saying it, and I keep buying into and cheating myself that I think this is going to be the turning point of our season, and it never happens. I don't think it's going to happen this year, Del. I think it's going to be an horrible, dirty, disgusting season that we're going to look back on, and but again, it will be a successful season. We've made it to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We've got a massive chance of getting back to Wembley, and if we stay up, it's a successful season. But it's not been pretty. It's not been great at times. But as I've said, you know, that is supporting the club that you love. It's not always roses. Sometimes the shit stinks, unfortunately. Hello, mate.
I thought you'd gone into obscurity.
No, I'm doing a live stream.
I've never seen you for God knows how long.
Someone thinks I'm Jack Lyons TV. He's got to be crazy.
Last time I saw you was at Dartford.
I saw you last week at,
Oh, did you?
I think so, yeah. Tom King, hang on. Slow down there, slow down. Scott, you're killing me, yeah? So right, we've been going 12 minutes. Do we, fortune, Connor, thoughts on Archer starting, mate? If you're going to ask that question, then you've not been watching the challenge. Want to get involved?
No.
Sure?
I just wondered who you was talking to.
I'm live on YouTube. It's 100 something people watching.
Yeah. I just want to take pictures of me Saturday. Want you to take pictures of me out. They said, I'll put to your email. I haven't received nothing.
Connor King, you are coming on Lions TV, mate. All welcome, as long as you're over an age of about 16 years old. I'll come and see you in a minute, mate. You will have a beer. See you in a bit at the bar. Where's Romeo? Romeo's injured. How old are you, Connor? Come on, mate, if you're of a decent age. Score prediction. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be 0-0, 1-1, or 1-0 to us. Got a feeling Fergie's going to get there. Got a feeling Fergie, mate. Fergie must be fuming, and I hated Fergie. I didn't hate him. I just didn't rate him as a footballer. I did rate him as a footballer. He's technically always good, but his aggression was very questionable, and now he's got pissed off at being left in the wilderness for a year. By the way, what's happened to Conor McLaughlin? He must still be injured, because otherwise he'd be on the bench or sniffing around it. Who would I like to see signed in the summer? Good question. Right, now, we should have signed Connor Ripley, the goalkeeper who plays for Middlesbrough, was on loan at Accrington Stanley under Tony Warner, saved 2 penalties against us once for Oldham against Lee Gregory, and Preston just signed him. He can't get in their side. He's actually got injured and he's currently in a leg cast. But goalkeeper-wise, Connor Ripley, I'd love to see us sign him. I think he's a great goalkeeper. Will Keane, listen, I've been honest before on this channel, I don't really follow a lot of other sides. I'm trying to now because I've actually got a new channel. Get that one in. Check it out in the link below. The Championship, based and dedicated solely to the EFL Championship. Connor Ripley, great goalkeeper. We on the red button, Connor, mate, I don't know. You'll have to tell me. I don't need the red button tonight, mate. I'm here. Give youth a chance. Lewis White, Mark Moran. I agree in 50% with that, Mark. I don't rate Lewis White. I think he's too overindulgent and self-indulgent on the ball. However, there is players. I would rather stick George Alexander on the bench than Tom Elliott. And people might think I'm crazy for that, but in a season I think we're going to survive. You've got to look to the future now. Steve Morrison, club legend, love the guy. Absolutely love him for the memories he's given me and the way he is. But now, when we want to bring on a sub, don't bring on Steve Morrison, bring on Fred. When you're going to have a sub not used, don't let that sub not used be Tom Elliott or Dave Martin. Let it be Tom King or George Alexander, because our youth structure, it's a weird one with our youth structure, because I look at it and I look back at Noah Chesney, thought he was a great player. Christian Mbulu, thought he was a great player. Rooney was not a bad player. And what was the other guy, the Australian guy? Christian Brian Mora, thought he was decent. But Chris Twardick, another one, thought he was a great player. When I used to go and watch the under-23s quite a lot. And I used to, Tom Elliott for England, and then I used to enjoy it. But they've all left, and they've all got nowhere. They're all playing, Twardick's playing at Sligo Rovers, someone else is playing somewhere else, Christian Mbulu is at Motherwell, she's fine, thanks. So I don't know, if our youth isn't good enough, then let them go, get rid of them. If our experienced and more mature players are no longer good enough, then let's start bringing the youth through that could potentially be good enough. George Alexander can't play in the Championship right now. Fred Onyedinma isn't going to set the world alight in the Championship right now. Tom King isn't going to set the world alight in the Championship right now. But the only way those players will improve and become Millwall players is by playing games or being in and around the squad at least. Harry Ray, can I go through the team again? You've missed it. Yeah, good shout, mate. I will do it again for those who've just joined. It is a 4-5-1, the formation that's given us success already this season at Middlesbrough and Derby. It's Jordan Archer in goal. I think it's Ben Marshall right back. Marlon Romeo's obviously injured and not in the squad. Murray Wallace left back. Jake Cooper with Sean Hutchinson alongside him wearing the armband. There's a midfield three and only one player keeps his place in that midfield three, which is Ryan Leonard. Ryan Tunnicliffe comes in, which I'm happy with, to be honest, and Ben Thompson, which I'm over the moon with, future Millwall captain. Then you've got either Ferguson wide left and Jed wide right. They'll probably switch over from time to time so they can cut in. And Lee Gregory's the lone striker. It's not a bad side at all, mate. As I say, the only two players I'd change from that is the goalkeeper and Ryan Leonard. I'd have left Williams in. And the reason I left Williams is because that's what happens when it's live and I can't cut it and cover up my mistakes with photos. Tunnicliffe and Leonard, too similar to me. Now, describe every centre midfielder we've got at the club. Ben Thompson, animal, ball winner. Wins the ball, breaks play up, distributes to people who can do more with it. But to be fair, since he's come back from Pompey, he showed he can get forward and score goals. Jed Wallace, pulls the strings. He's our creative midfielder. I know he's not playing in central midfield tonight. Williams, for me, distributes the play fantastically. He's our passer, he's our technical guy. Now, Ryan Leonard and Ryan Tunnicliffe are very, very similar players. They allegedly do a lot of good work off the ball. Tunnicliffe doesn't lose the ball. I'll give that to him. He only plays it 2 yards, right or left or back, but he very rarely loses the ball, Tunnicliffe. They're too similar to play together for me, those two, and that's why Williams has to play along with Thompson. I'd like Thompson to break the play up, then give it to Williams. Williams distribute it, and then you've got Jev floating in behind Gregors. It would be perfect. That's a credit to the legend and Sir Kenny for Tomo's progression. Yeah, listen, Tomo's been at the club a long time. I'm glad he is where he is now and he's back. He didn't want to leave, he didn't want to go to Portsmouth. He went to Portsmouth, and when he come back from Portsmouth, he then didn't want to come back from Portsmouth because, they was pushing for promotion. He was an integral cog in their side. And at the time Thompson come back was the time that Williams come back from injury, because we had Leonard and Tunnicliffe playing central midfield for a very long time. But I'm pleased he's back, and I'm pleased he's now broke back into the side. And say what you like about Harris, he earmarked Ben Thompson, the future Millwall captain, for a very long time. It's not often, I said this before and I say it again, it isn't often that you will get a player these days that is so dedicated and supports a club with all his heart like Ben Thompson does, and that gives him an extra 10% at this football club. And after Saturday's shit show at Preston, him along with Fergie and Morrison were our shining light. So if he didn't get a start tonight, there was something seriously wrong. Sparky, mate, if I had a nail and a hammer, I'd hit it bang on the head. Williams is our most cultured player, and you will see Williams give the ball away quite a bit, but it's because he's not afraid. He's not afraid to try those killer passes, those decent through balls. Williams doesn't lose the ball often. Another problem you've got is people will, if Williams, again with AOB and Williams, if Williams was in a better side, he'd look a better player because people will make the right runs for him. His vision, his mind, his creative mind is too good in a way for a lot of players that we've got. They don't make the runs that he's thinking they're going to be making when he goes to deliver it. I would give a Fred start. Yeah, I'd give Fred a start. Tonight, even possibly, I would have put Jed in the middle instead of Leonard, and I would have put Fred out wide. And give him a chance to see what happens. But you don't know if these players don't play. Are we comparing Leonard to Saville too much? Hooper, sorry. Well, Stuart, we're not. I think we've been given no choice. Harris touted Ryan Leonard as George Saville's replacement. He touted him as a box-to-box midfielder that, for me, doesn't have an effect in either box. He didn't start too bad. He lovely assist for Gregory up at Notts Forest. He scored a good goal against Ipswich, but since then, your box-to-box midfielder needs to do exactly what Ben Thompson did in the half an hour he's on the pitch Saturday. He needs to get in the box and create and get on the end of chances, make things happen. And the other, he needs to defend. And for me, Leonard, you know, he does. It's not he doesn't. He does work hard, but he's not quick enough. He's not technical enough. He doesn't do enough for me. And we expect more from a man who is our record signing. And yes, he was. He was touted as George Saville's replacement. Right, we're 21 minutes deep, boys and girls. Yeah, Murray Wallace, listen, he did look knackered, bless him. And I don't know, say you have the option of playing Fergie there. But yeah, listen, Murray Wallace has come into the club and he's given us everything we never thought he would. He's given us an FA Cup winner again in the fourth round and the fifth round. And he's become somewhat of a random cult hero of his goal scoring escapades. But he got absolutely roasted Saturday. And I think, you know, he's not the quickest anyway, but the Preston winger ripped him for pace, absolutely destroyed him, was just taking liberties, just knocking the ball around him, running around the other side. And I think Hull would have probably looked at that, and I think you're right, I think Bowen will look to exploit it. A lot of talk of Saville. Who is... it's Venom. I followed you the other night, man. I think I know you. I think I spoke to you on Instagram. Who is the most obvious position to replace in our side? The goalkeeper. The goalkeeper. I honestly think when a goalkeeper leaves Millwall Football Club, and I don't want to sound like a prick, but I will sound like a prick when I say it, but I played in goal for a very long time growing up. I played at a very good standard. I played every standard other than first team. I played for my county, I played for South East England, I played for everyone. I was a very good goalkeeper, believe it or not, judging by my appearance. And Archer, for me, when he leaves this football club, will end up in League Two, the conference, mate. No one else will have him. He makes too many mistakes. I played for Fisher as well, Valley Breaks. Amos should start. And people saying Amos isn't as good as Archer. You know, I'm just pointing to his penalty saves. Saved 2 or 3 penalties this season alone. Archer can't throw his out on a P-roller, so for me, Amos should be in the fold. If not, again, you know, start playing Tom King. He can't be any worse than Archer's been. Right, we're going to go to 25 minutes, and then we're going to jack it in because my battery's gone from 90% to 20% in a matter of minutes. But I've enjoyed this. It's been good. We'll try and do a few more of these. The Veggie Tube, how you doing, mate? Repeat that question. I didn't see it. Saying about Dave Martin. But keep up the good work, the Veggie Tube. For those of you who don't follow him, a young man who does a Millwall channel, does some nice vlogs, does some full-time reactions. So get on his channel as well because I'm getting ever older, fatter and balder and I can't do this forever. How many Millwall up there? Well, I just walked in the toilet and I was having a piss and just some geezer just run in and went, Dan, it's bollocks. I didn't even know who he was. This is just the randomness that happens there at Millwall. Dan, this is bollocks. We bought 200 and something up here tonight, so just over 200. It's not great, but we're into the last minute of the live stream, boys and girls. Thanks for watching, it's been good. Kenny! There he is, my boy. Kenny's a beautiful man. He's got a voice like velvet as well when he's pre-match predictions. Bring back Christoph Kinney. Paul Milton, cheers, mate. See you comment a lot. Appreciate everyone's support. Robbie! How you doing, mate? Come on, you Lions, Rob. Rob, if it's not on the red button, you know where you'll be watching it tonight. Cheers, Steve. Thank you. Thanks a lot. I don't like jelly deals. American Pie. Right. I'm going to end this on this one. This is a revelation, and I've had hate before on the channel. This will give me even more hate. Do I like jelly deals? I don't even like pie and mash. I think it's overrated. I can't deal with the liquor. I don't like mash. The pies are average. Cue the unsubscribers to the channel. Right, I've enjoyed it, boys and girls. Thanks very much, but I want to have a piss, a pint, and put a tenner on Fergie first goal before the game starts. I'll see you at full time. There'll be an away day out tomorrow. Hopefully it's on the red button. If it's not, then fingers, toes, and everything else crossed for the mighty Lions. 3 points will be fantastic. Please subscribe to Lions TV.